Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to continue grabbing samples from the washes here in northern Nevada. If you've been following along, this will be a continuation of the northern Nevada desert wash gold prospecting video that I made a couple weeks ago. So what you see in front of you is Peavine Mountain, and we just had the last Sierra snowstorms pretty much of the season blow through, so it topped up all the snow on the mountain. So there's likely that amount of snow up at the claims, so I don't get to go up there until another week until that melts away. So hopefully the weather warms up enough again to where it melts away and I can get up there. But for now, we're gonna continue where we had kind of left off. This is the wash that we came up before. We got the three-wheeler again. We just got a bucket and a shovel because I'm just gonna load that up with samples. But if you remember from the last video, this bedrock outcropping right in the pinch area there was some black sand deposits. So I'm gonna gather all that up and then continue up the wash to where the juniper trees are and take a sample from that area as well. And when I get better situated here, I'll bring you back. All right, here we are at the dig site. And if you can remember from the last video how this looked, there was a pocket of black sand here. It's all been kind of washed down with the recent rains. So it's not terribly wet in here, but you can tell that a little bit of water did come through here, and or the wind. The wind could have blew a bunch of the light sand away. But there was a pocket here, and it continued on down. And there's these stringers all in this bedrock here, quartz stringers. But anyhow, what I'm going to be taking is there's a dark line of black sand. Big old thick layer of it right in there. So I'm going to be gathering all that and then clearing some of the overburden away right here, and then probably taking something from in here and then moving on. So, okay, I'll bring you guys back. All right, I brought you guys back so you could take a look here. That's about a foot down from the surface, and it's just been nothing but dark, rich, like black sand. And I've been scraping it all off of the bedrock section here. This is a bedrock section. So I'm pretty much bottomed here. I got what I can out of that hole, and it's about half a bucket worth. So I'm just gonna really quickly check here, and if it's not as rich or as dark as what's being deposited here, I'm just gonna move on because I'm gonna run out of bucket space here. So, and I'll end up running this sample through the cleanup sluice to get it done faster. So, all right, let me get this cleared right here and I'll bring you guys back. All right, I brought you back. I dug this out a little ways and it's just nothing but blonde sand. Like no black sand or very little. And I'm pretty much down scraping, where's my finger? Bedrock down at the bottom already here. So I think what it was doing is it's coming through here really fast and acting like a jet during flood stage, of course, and then just blowing anything that's heavy. Never mind the pile of dirt here, but it was over and into this bowl. It's a giant bowl here where the rocks I already filled in the hole. Again, fill in your holes, guys. Don't leave big old holes because people hike through here. You know, guys on their bikes, last thing they want to do is freaking endo over the bars by falling in a hole, you know, because you were inconsiderate and you didn't fill it. So I just put big rocks in it, and I'm gonna scrape the lights that I put over the top here. So if there is gold here, if I end up finding gold in this after we clean it up, it'd be easier to just come back, find the rocks, and then pull it all out and then continue. So since I didn't find anything here, I'm gonna move on up to where the juniper trees are, take that half bucket and continue my way up. You probably hear me huffing and puffing from digging all that. So, all right, time to get a drink of water and then I'll move up to the trees and I'll bring you back when I get there. All right, everyone, we're back here up in the juniper trees. And if you remember from last video where I was saying that there was all these black sand deposits here, some of it I've already cleared, as you can see, the overburden away, because there was, you know, a little bit more light sand built up over the top. But as I scraped away down here into the crotch, there really wasn't anything. But over along the top side of the roots here, I don't know how well it's coming out, but there's a thin layer of black sand heavy deposits. So I got all the overburden light stuff out of the way. So I'm just going to take some off of the surface here, dig this down until I fill the bucket the rest of the way. And then of course fill it all back in, and I'll head back down the mountain here and back to the house to run it through the cleanup sluice, and I'll bring you guys back. All right, got as much of the heavies deposit that I could. Bucket's pretty much full, but it wasn't very thick, the layer, as far as the black sand. It wasn't as thick here as it was down by that bedrock choke point. There was still a lot here. It was mainly under about 3 or 4 inches of the light sand, and then there was a whole layer here. So, and I ended up just with the shovel scraping down to what appears to be the busted up bedrock here. It's really granitic. So, I mean, I just skimmed the shovel right up to that point there to where it peters out before it was widening out here. So I took all of it and then went down as far as I felt comfortable here by the roots. The roots are still moist here, and I don't want to pick at them anymore and damage them. I'm actually going to cover it up because it's still part of this live tree. So I don't want to do too much damage more than what's already here. So I'll just end up brushing or using the shovel to recover this all up, and then take the sample back, and I'll meet everyone back at the house to final clean that up. Hello everyone, welcome back to my greenhouse. All right, here's our bucket of cons, or not cons, but the sample that we just got from up in the washes. And for those of you who haven't seen my recirculating setup on my cleanup sluice, here it is. Into a safety pan, recirculating pump, and back in. All right, so let's get started with that. I'm gonna just run it normal. I know there's some of you who like to watch me run cons and in real time, not on time lapse. So I'll start out doing it. I'll do a 50-50. Start out doing some of it in real time, and then some more of it in with the time lapse. So, all right, let me get to it. As you can see from last time, I got all my collards. Everything's coming up. So, all right, let's get busy. A little bit more water flow. Rocks like that getting caught up in the sluice. They get washed pretty good though. Alright, look at this one. Oh, that one don't even want to move. It's got a lot of stuff stuck to it, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much. We'll just leave them here in the greenhouse. Alright everyone, bringing you back for progress. We're about halfway through the bucket. Let's take a look at the sluice here. I can walk around. It's cleaning alright. Each little riffle there is packed full of the heaviest black sand. And it looks like little quartz rock. It could be something else, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's doing it. That's it. Sure is taking a minute, so I'm going to continue on with time lapse so this doesn't get too boring. It's just going to be me running the rest of this bucket, and then I'll bring you guys back for real time when it comes time to clean it up, do the final cleanup in a pan, and see what we get. All right? Alright everyone, as you can see, we got pretty much the entire bucket ran through. And what we ended up with I mean, it's pretty murky water, but alright, so we're gonna get the cleanup sluice washed into this bucket, and then once everything is cleaned up and washed in here, I'll bring you guys back and we'll pan it out. Just the super cons, what was left. Alright, I'll bring you back. Alright everyone, we're back. We're outside of the greenhouse now. So we got the sunlight shining in our pan, and then here's what's left of our cons. So we're gonna get that panned out. I'm gonna put you up on the tripod so you can watch me do this and see if there's any gold. All right, clean bucket. Everybody see that? All right, let's see what we got, or what we, if we got, or if we don't got. All right, let's take a look. Here, I don't know if you guys are seeing this all right, because the sun is starting to go down. I'm gonna, let's how about right there? Is that better? Worse? We'll go with, just go with it. I can't even see. Hold on, guys. Well, shit. Not a speck of gold. All right, let me set this up here to where That's what we're left with. There might be some microfine, but again, that was a lot just for that. So yeah, they say there's gold up there, but that's probably why it was all abandoned, because it's either very little or really hard to get. So anyhow, it was fun, but that's going to be the last I'm going to explore of that wash, you know, especially now that it's warming up, the snow's melting, and I can get back up to the claims. So I know I haven't been showing any gold at the end, but I promise you, coming up, working in the creek, up at the claims, you'll see some nice stuff. Mother Nature always moves stuff around for me, and every season's been nice gold. So all right, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see everyone on the next one. Thank you for watching.